Hi, everyone. So, as promised, I am live and we're going to discuss the hidden messages during the Super Bowl live or 54 or 9 if you add it up. I am not going down that answer. James got it. So, of course, I'm going to see. Hold on. Wait till Rico shut up. Hi. Okay, I'll wait a few seconds for a few people to come. So, now that we have seen the Super Bowl or the halftime show and all the controversy surrounding it, we can start. Okay, so first of all, the Super Bowl 54, 4 plus 5 equals 9. And 9 represents ninth dimension, 90 beings, 90 directing this completion. And of course, it's the 49ers against the Chiefs, being, 49ers being people that came to dig gold and mine and, other people's land. And then we have the Chiefs, who are the indigenous people. So that was set up that way on purpose. And then you have how it says live, like live, Liv, like y'all want to live. So there's that. And then it was very based on indigenous people. They had the rock, and we all know what the rock is symbolic for, the pineal gland, and he is an indigenous looking gentleman. So they had the rock introduce the whole thing first. They had right. They had Shakira and J Lo dancing, and the little kids that they brought out, and they had two Latino rappers that come. I think Bad Bunny and some other guy. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I forgot his name. Um, so, and then to top it all off, the Chiefs won, and their quarterback looks biracial or indigenous to the country, and to top it off even more, Beyonce and Jay-Z do not stand for the national anthem. So we have a lot of stuff going on in this Super Bowl. And I could tell already when I saw The Rock introduce everything, and how they had DJ Khaled up there spinning records, and how they had the little boy running out into the field from like that commercial. I'm like, okay, well, they are basically handing over this power on the Super Bowl. And it was a Sunday. Thank you, Alicia. Ashe. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Trust me, Latinos are waking up. Yeah, I know a lot of them that are already woke. Yeah, a lot of have been woke, but more and more are each day. That's very true. So then we have the date. It was 02/02/220. So it's like a mirror. It was like everything coming together as a mirror. The mirror flipping on itself. So I don't know, the last play of the game, well, the second to last touchdown of the game, they were like right on the border of being like out of bounds. And usually you'd be like, are they gonna let that through or not? And so it's like a little bit of suspense right there. And then of course they had another touchdown later on that gave them a huge lead. So they were gonna win. So since the Chiefs won, I feel that that is a mm, kind of a saying, okay, it's back over to you guys now. Here you go. We're giving you the reins to run and do what you need to do, and we'll back off and A, B, C, and D. And that's what that symbolized. Because I remember, I remember last year was the Patriots against um some well, who was it last year? Anyway, the Rams. Yeah, since the Rams didn't win last year, we had a horrible year in weather, floods and earthquakes and whatnot, and just a mess. Um, so yeah, I think this is kind of waking a lot of people up too. But at the same time, you know, you will go to the Super Bowl, spend lots of money, cheer, and support the NFL, but um, don't understand anything about 99% of the people that are playing in the NFL, especially when, like, since Jay-Z was, paid, and he's part of, the partnership of the NFL. A lot of people expected him to, do whatever he was supposed to do according to their rules, but he didn't. He sat right on down. He dusted his little chair off, made eye contact with somebody, and sat right on down. And so did Beyonce and Lil Blue Ivy. And I've never seen so many people upset over a national anthem, someone sitting down on the national anthem. Um, it's more than that. They're upset because they don't care about their national anthem. That's what they're really upset about. They don't respect a country that does not respect them. They're upset that it works two ways now. So I feel that a lot of people need to understand that respect works two ways. So if you're not respecting someone, it's probably because they don't respect you. And I feel that once people realize this, I'm sure they will be less and less offended, or start giving proper respect, or also understanding why people are doing certain things, and not just guessing or using their sad excuse for a school system history lesson to justify anything. Because if you read those comments, these people sound so stupid and ignorant. And I blame the school system because they're ashamed to teach the truth. So you have your people out here looking stupid because they don't know anything. Okay, nothing. You have a child, Layla, Sasha, they know more. And it's pretty pathetic, but it is what it is. And I think that if you don't understand why the national anthem is racist, you need to go research. You need to go read it, the entire thing, and you need to go see who wrote it and do a little background research. But they don't tell you any of that. Right. What about the man that talked about the injustice going on in the world at the Super Bowl? I didn't see that part. I am so sorry, sun kissed. I must have been out of the room. Yep, respect work two both ways. 202022020. That's right. Works two ways. So and then you see a lot of, if you go on Beyonce's Instagram and click on the picture of her in the green suit, you will see so many terrible racist comments under there from people that probably don't even listen to her music, just in there dragging her and telling her to move out of the country, and calling her husband a crackhead, and how America gave them all their money and silly stuff like that, and how ignorant those people really are. Of course, it was a ritual. Let's talk about that halftime dance, okay? So that halftime dance was very coded and symbolic. Shakira was representing the Venus energy that was loosed with that last gamma ray blast. That's why they had that red on and they was dancing. They shaped the V. They had the V shape. That was Venus gang gang. And then J Lo came out with the other gang gang. Okay, the gamma ray gang gang. She got on the pole. People said, "Who is she doing a stripper dance?" That was the pole shift. Okay, pole shift, pole shift. Okay, and then the the graphics on the floor turned to a hole, like, donut Earth. And then you saw waterfalls go, and the ground fell out, and then you saw waterfalls. That was the pole shift creating 4D Earth. Okay. And then you had the little children in the little cages symbolizing, the children being separated from their parents at the border. And that's also code if you ever read um, Book of Enoch, to where some of the souls or spirits couldn't get out and rejoin the cosmos, and they were stuck at the border, unable to rejoin the heavens. So that's also symbolic of that. That's why they were wearing white. Um, also, everybody was like, why did Shakira do that tongue thing? That was Kali, baby. Kali, destruction, baby. That's what Kali do. Dark energy. Come through. And the strong sexual energy that came forth was the divine feminine slapping you right in the face, telling you, look here. Psh, you know, I don't care what you think. I'm here. And if you find the divine feminine inappropriate, then we don't care. Oh, well. So then you have, the silver and the gold, of course, and you have the moon and the sun, and you have just a lot of energy going into that entire performance. You have just, fertility. Exactly, Monkey King. Hey, for once we agree, or maybe twice. So they're invoking fertility. That is a lot of people's culture, to dance and wear certain type of clothing and be free, because it's not seen as something dirty like some cultures make it dirty. So you wonder why some cultures have a higher fertility rate than other cultures. Is because they suppress their sexuality, or they suppress a lot of feminine energy or masculine energy, and they don't allow that energy to be free and flow through them. So they can't make babies. They all confused. They don't know, so I think it was a healthy dose of medicine for a lot of people. Honestly, I think it was a healthy dose of people. That performance probably made some confused child either realize he was straight or gay, because right, you either are or you ain't. He's like, I know what I am now. I like, so it's interesting. And then they ended it, to the deity said, welcome to Africa song, this is for Africa. And they put that song there, and they had a lot of different people dancing. They had all types of people dancing behind them, and very well choreographed. They were wearing gold. Gold is the sun, and that was bringing in the sun for the children of the sun. And a lot of people were offended by that show, and I just wasn't. I thought it was like slapping a slap in the face that was very much needed. I thought it was a slap in the face that was very much needed. And as far as ritualistic, I didn't see any type of ritual. Y'all want to call it a ritual? I just call it symbolic dancing. That's how most cultural dances are. They're symbolic of deeper meaning. They're not rituals. They're symbolic. They tell the story of what's happening. They tell the story of what's to come. They tell prophetic stories through their performance and dance. That is fine. Okay. Dark feminine energy coming through, and that Venus energy and that strong female presence is coming through. And so 4D Earth is coming through. That pole shift is coming through. That's why she was shifting on a pole. So that's all it is. It's saying everything I say in this video. The last video, the video before that, the performance said it. Most people didn't understand what they were looking at and are just dumbstruck, but we know what they were doing. At least I do, and I know some of y'all knew. So, nothing wrong there. Um, and the more we wake up, the more we learn, the more we study, the higher we rise, the higher we vibrate. That's why when you go to look at some of these comments, a lot of people seem absolutely ignorant with the low IQ, especially when you read those comments. It's like, ooh, I've done surpassed many, many people. Getting knowledge of the truth is very important because it leads you on a journey of self-discovery and also a discovery of knowledge because um, and the more you learn, the more intelligent you become and the higher your frequency vibrates, and the more you can see and more you can understand and not be left in the darkness. Those people that don't understand what went on, what they watched, are left in darkness. They're just walking around clueless and, you know, with a hard head is what they call it. That means they can't learn. They're not able to receive that light. So that's why I say if you want to, um, raise your frequency, learning is a must. Learning is a must because you will understand nothing unless you understand what you're even, observing. Mhm. And anyone who says J Lo is a disgrace, your mama is a disgrace. She was doing what she had to do, baby. Sorry, y'all know I'm blunt. Um, I thought she did a good job for a 50-year-old woman. What your mom looked like at 50. Okay. You a disgrace. Yeah, I said I have the authority. It's my channel. I could say you a disgrace and your mother is a disgrace if I choose to. Just like you came on here and say J Lo is a disgrace, I can say the same thing back to you. It works both ways now. Always has, but y'all just don't realize it. Okay. Someone said J Lo was a disgrace because they mad. Because they anyway. I remember what y'all said about Beyonce a couple of Super Bowls ago. Y'all were big mad at that too. Y'all be mad at everything. Okay. So we don't care no more. Um and here's my other thing that Beyonce and Jay-Z, they know that they're not with standing up for no flag. They know that they don't represent, you know, uh, that type of institution. They should have been ready for that. They should have already known that they weren't going to stand up looking foolish in front of everybody. Okay. I wouldn't have stood up. My children don't stand up. Okay. And that's a personal choice and a personal freedom to not have to stand up during the national anthem. Okay. So I won't stand up either. So I commend them for being exactly who they are and not doing what they're expected to do by people that don't give a care, don't give a dang about them. They don't stand for you and they don't have to stand up for the national anthem as well. Okay. Um, how does this benefit the celebrity not to tell the truth? Or, you know what? Who didn't tell the truth in the first place? Your history books, your country, your teachers at your public schools. They don't tell the truth. They hide it, in fact. Okay. So, why don't you ask your teachers and your school board why they hide the truth and why they can't explain history the correct way? Because it all starts with, you know, childhood. If you're getting information that is truth, it doesn't have to stay hidden. Okay. It doesn't have to stay hidden. So ask them why they hide truth. They hide truth because they don't want you to know who you are. And other celebrities hide truth because they don't want y'all to know what's going on. Y'all just gonna be like, people are gonna be sitting ducks. Okay. So 2020, it works both ways. They decide to put it in dance and music and things that a lot of people don't look too close at or understand or care to understand. And they hide information there, just like they hide information in plain sight. Because if you're not looking for it, if you're not on a quest for knowledge of self, you're not going to see it anyway. You're basically the living dead or the walking dead or the sleepwalking, you know. So it's not for you until you decide it is. That's why they do it. Um, Now reparations. Everybody could ask me, what about for my 40 acres and a mule? You already have, I got my 40 acres and a mule already. Okay. I've been had mine. Some of y'all already got yours too. And if you think I'm crazy, let me tell you how you got it. You got your 4D field, because acres is field if you go look it up. You got your 4D field and your mule. Your mule is two things put into one, and you must fight against your lower self. So you got a horse and a donkey. You got a horse represents freedom, and a donkey represents stubborn. A donkey represents what you call it, burdened, A, B, C, and D. So you have your 40 acres and a mule because you graduated to 4D and you beat that lower self, and now you are truly free, especially if you are financially free and you work for yourself and you don't have any type of boss and you have the lifestyle that you desire. That is your 4D field and conquering your lower self. That's all 40 acres and a mule ever meant. And that's why when they talk about reparations, repair, you are now repaired. You are back to yourself as a god, aka or a goddess. Okay, you got it. It's yours. Thank you, Asia. Have you seen the movie Fast Color? I haven't seen that. I gotta go watch it. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So that is your 40 acres and a mule. You break it down in the occult. So I already got mine. Some of y'all got yours. Some of y'all still working on it. But you know, that's what your 40 acres in the woods. You get a 4D field. If you've been activated by conquering your mule or your lower self, you can activate it and wake up and repair yourself. Then that is your reparation. You got your 4D field now. The earth is turning into a torus shape. That sun is shifting. Them gamma rays are blasting through. You're going to get it all. So don't even worry about it. When everybody gets their reparations, then you will be free. And that's all that people are trying to usher in is you receiving your reparations, which is your care of your pineal gland, your connection to 4D, and your victory over the lower self and getting to know who you really and truly are and repairing that mental state that they lied to you, telling you who you weren't and who you were. So I got mine. um, so is that Laws of the Sun book? Yes, this breaks down the dimensions. And it also describes 9D as a hat. It would be a black hat though. So 9D, that's why you see a lot of people wearing them black hats, them Saturn hats or them black hats, or Jay-Z was a black hat. Michael Jackson wore a black hat because they run it. They've made it to that level of consciousness to where they run the show now. Thank you, Book Butterfly. You have changed so much positively, and now sometimes I can't recognize myself. Is it normal that I'm doing something else? You're not supposed to recognize yourself because you're part of a collective consciousness. That's a good thing. It's called growth. I see myself as several dimensions. So maybe you need to understand that you are more than one 3D being. You have several dimensions to you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So yeah, so I really liked this Super Bowl. I didn't really watch the game until the very end. And then, don't a lot of people are trying to use the excuse, about them not standing for the national anthem is, oh, the veterans, oh, the soldiers. Those soldiers, they sign up for the military voluntarily. They get paid voluntarily. They risk their lives voluntarily for an agenda they do not understand voluntarily to go into other brown countries and do whatever they're doing voluntarily, and then come back, and then that was their decision. They weren't doing anything that was not ordered from your government that pays them. Um, the government thanks them every time they get a paycheck. I don't support war. So I don't need to even entertain the aspect of, oh, what about the soldiers that died for you? You mean my ancestors who died defending their home, uh, who died defending their loved one from racists? You mean them? They died for me. Okay. So I don't think that that is a good thing or an argument to bring up because we don't care. I know I don't. Never did. Okay. I told my children, please don't ever join the military. That is for people that don't have any other options or are brainwashed. Please don't do it. Um, Sorry for any of you who are in the military, but that's how I feel about it. And, I know a lot of people did it for the free education. And if that's what you wanted out of it, and that was the deal that you got, great. You didn't sign up for the military for honor and badges and all that kind of stuff. You signed up for the free education because your family probably didn't have enough money to send you to college because they were probably oppressed and jobs were kept from them and they weren't getting equal pay due to Jim Crow and so forth and so on. So I understand why a lot of people join the military, but I don't now that we are in this day and age, you're going to see less and less people joining the military because they're going to have other options. Okay. Um. Yeah, and then they don't care about you when you get out either. You be homeless on the street, and they'll be like, "Oh well." So not a good look. So I'm not going to support any system that throws away people that they claim to honor. Anywho. Mm-mm-mm. What did the rope symbolize? In Shakira's performance. I don't know because I was thinking about that rope and I'm like, what the heck is that rope? It could represent freedom. It could represent what I thought it represented was because she first did this, like her hands was tied up, and then she took it off and danced with it, and then she threw it, hula hooped with it and threw it. So I feel like that was, being chained or like oppression, and then learning how to work with it and make it look good and learn from it and rise from it and then throw it away and use it all for your rise and greater good. I feel like it was like a freedom, but also a an art as well as a way that people grew due to having to fight and be extra strong and persevere and push. So they became stronger, more talented, and made it look easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel that whole rope thing was about. And, I saw a lot of people in the comments on the TMZ video of Jay-Z and Beyonce and Blue sitting down and they called him a crackhead. I was like, well, yep, ain't that interesting? A crackhead has surpassed you in your entire how many generations? It's called alchemy, the spiritual alchemy, taking lead and turning it into gold. So you telling me this crackhead who sold drugs on the corner of the street has surpassed your entire 5 generations? Well, that makes you look bad, sir. And the nerve of some people to talk about other people and don't understand their circumstance shows you how much false sense of superiority people actually have and believe. And at the same time, a lot of people are upset and worried about, the population of the US becoming very brown. They check them statistics every couple of days, see if the numbers is going up or down. But the truth is, if you combine the Latinos and the Black American, African Americans, ADOS, whatever y'all want to call them, indigenous people, and the other immigrants coming in from other countries, other brown countries, then it is majority brown now. It's already majority brown. Okay. So when people advertise and they do commercials and they do halftime shows, they are catering now to the majority. Your majority now is brown. Okay. So you're not going to see as much, you're going to see more cultural diversity now because that's what America is now. And it's going to be a rude awakening when people really realize, oh my goodness, I don't have a voice anymore. Nobody cares about what I think anymore. No one caters to me anymore. They're gonna see that it's not about one type of people anymore. So nope, sorry. Okay, but I thought the Super Bowl was interesting, and I love how it said "live." Live 54-9. Then Jay-Z was sitting in his little section that said 9 in the back with his hat on, representing the ninth dimension and calling the shots. Y'all know Jay-Z calls shots, right? It's call orders. Y'all don't know who really running the show. I'm going to show y'all something. So y'all know really why Prince, Harry, and Meghan came to the U.S.? Because they were requested. This is their request to get here to play their role. Your presence is requested in the United States by Queen Bee and Jay-Z. Please make your appearance sometime within the next year. Thank you. Y'all don't believe me? So they want them here because they have a role to play in the future. That's how they send out the signal. Look, we want you. Come on through. Come on through. Come on. And she's been speaking about joining politics lately. Meghan Markle. She's like, oh, she's been talking about politics. She's crowned on this, which means anything's possible. Maybe not in the next few years. In the future, she could be the next president. Okay, she should. I mean, look, they got her up here with a crown on, requesting her to come back to America. They said, if you come back, we will make you queen over here, baby. You want to be queen? Come on through. We can make it happen. That's what they told her. That's why she packed them bags and ran home. She's like, I'm supposed to be president. Give me a few years. J&B gonna make it happen. So Yes, orchestrated. And most of these people that are upset, angered, and being racist online have no idea who's running this show. Okay. That's why they just let them do it. And it's like, okay, y'all ain't gonna like what's coming next. They even say it in their songs. It's like, you're not gonna like what's coming next. Obviously, those people that are upset with them don't even listen to their music because they would have already known that they don't care about what they think. They don't do what they do for them. Okay. Thank you. I didn't say Beyonce was going to be president. Right. She wouldn't. Meghan Markle would be a better candidate because she's already interested in politics and political things, and they shut her up over there, so that could be her good, you know, platform. They shut me up over there. They wouldn't let me speak. But over here, we can speak, and she got the 411. What was going on over there? She can come right back. Tell Jay Z and B, what they doing? They planning this. They gonna do that. They mad about this. They don't like this. So you have double agents, triple agents. You have people working on both sides, getting intel. Like I always say, a lot of people are working undercover and bringing back information to certain people. So it's very interesting how people know so much and don't know where the source is coming from. So very good strategy because a lot of these record labels and sports agencies and teams and whatnot, they need this talent. They need the talent, but they don't know who they have an alliance with. They have no choice but to try to, get paid off of other people's talents, but they still don't know who their allegiance lies with. And that's the one thing that is interesting because sooner or later, everyone's going to kind of understand that it's a liability to sign with certain type of artists because they could be going back to tell their business. And it's a genius idea because it's going to get all those artists to seek out black owned record labels and black owned this and black owned that because other people who want to keep their secrets are not going to be trying to sign that talent anymore, which is going to be their downfall. So it's going to push more money in that direction of the Hollywood. Like Tyler Perry has his own studios, and I think Beyonce, they're building movie studios in Hollywood as well. So they're really about to take over the whole industry. And it's really just going to happen like in the next few years. That's why you have all these actors, standing up and saying it needs to be more diverse, A, B, C, and D, because they're getting ready to lose all this money. They're getting ready to lose everything that they built Hollywood on. They're getting ready to lose the entire music industry. Okay, because they're they're unable to keep their secrets, how much this contract is for, that they're getting ready to release to this artist, so that this record company over here can offer them slightly more and a better deal. They're getting the intel, and so they not no longer can compete. So they're not going to have any business soon. Okay, so that's going to be the takeover, and people understand that, especially these actors and musicians that are smart. They see where it's headed. And so they're trying to make their alliances and their allegiances on film, like Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon, Joaquin Phoenix are making their alliances via the media by doing what they're doing. Like Reese Witherspoon asked Jay Z and Beyonce for some of their champagne, and now they're like all buddy buddy. And then Joaquin Phoenix stood up at that award ceremony, BAFTA, I think, and said that y'all are not diverse enough and y'all have to work on that. And then Diddy stood up at that Clive Davis Grammy party and said, y'all got 1 year to get it right. Are we going to take it all? Basically. So that's what it's really boiled down to. When you have a certain amount of money, you can pretty much do what you want to do and people will follow the leader, you know. So there are enough billionaires to where if, they wanted to own a sports team, especially black billionaires, that they could buy out some of these teams or start their own league and offer better deals. So, and that's probably what they plan to do after they take all the people from the music industry and get them on their labels and from Hollywood, from using those studios to using our studios. That's probably where they're going to get the money from to buy the NFL. And then it's all going to go from there because once you start building something and building something over here and building something over here, and once people start waking up and realizing without us, there's no them, without our talent, they have nothing. They're going to wake up and start realizing where the power is going to lie. And so a lot of people are hopping ship right now because they see that ship is sinking. And that's exactly what's happening. And that's exactly what this Super Bowl meant. That meant the shift of power, the shift of the polls, the shift of the power that is going now back into the hands of the indigenous people that were here first. Okay. And so if you didn't get that message from the Super Bowl, then you sleep. Right. And then Kanye, he had to come in. He had to do Sunday service before the Super Bowl started. He was at some park doing Sunday service, so he showed up too. Got the energy hype. Right. hmm And the saddest thing that I've seen wasn't even the racist comments. It was brown people, black people, so brainwashed. They're standing up for what Beyonce and Jay Z did was disgusting. I was like, oh my god. And then some girls like that halftime show was disturbing. And I'm like, oh my, do y'all see? Do y'all see the same? Do y'all look in the mirror? Do y'all see who you are? Y'all must not. Who are y'all married to? Who's your mama? Who's your boyfriend? Because I never thought that there were people existed like that. I am in shock. I can't even comment on it. I was so in shock. I'm like, what in the this dude have dreadlocks and all his audience is white and he's talking down on black people. I'm like, what in the tarnation? It was like that. It's like that Uncle Ruckus dude. It was like that Dave Chappelle character, and I was like, he must be delusional. Like honestly, and those people are like, what in the? I commented on one video. I said, this is pretty sad. I said, how you gonna have dreads and come up here and talk nonsense and agree with certain people that would not even, spit on you if you was on fire. Crazy. Boondocks, right. If you got shot by the police tomorrow, they would laugh and blame it on you. And you sitting over here taking this, oh, we all crazy. I don't know. I had to click off because it was a mess. So it's shocking because it was the way, I guess you shouldn't let looks fool you because if you saw this dude on the street, you would think he was like all, into his people and culture the way he had himself looking. But obviously, you can't judge a book by its cover. Okay. So that's why I got a shock. hmm exactly why I do not promote interracial relationships. I promote anything that is going to help people get to the next level and the higher frequency. And I also promote learning and knowledge because you can learn a lot from that. Even if even if you don't mix or do mix, you know, at least get the information. You know what I'm saying? That way you know and you're not left in the darkness. Okay. The darkness of ignorance, the left, left behind. That's what it means. Left behind means you don't know what is going on. You're just a victim of circumstance because you don't know what's going on. To prevent it or to create the next thing that you would like, and you have no idea what's coming or what's happening, then you're just like a sitting duck. So, oh, y'all want my website? Dark Realm. It's in the description bar. The Dark Realm. It's on Etsy. Okay. But anyway, I thought, what did y'all think of the Super Bowl? Because I already told y'all what I thought. I know a lot of you guys have done the numerology and the gematria and all that kind of stuff. So if y'all want to add that in the permanent comments, y'all can do that um, if you want to. I know, happy, happy, joy, joy. I thought the same thing that them sitting down was to show exactly how people still think to this day. They were like, well, we're going to show you how racist your country still really is. Here you go. All they had to do was sit down. They had to say a word. All they had to do was show up and sit down with zero words, and they proved it just by doing that. Um, you think it was the what? Did we talk about Shakira's tongue? Yeah, we said that was Kali, dark energy, destruction goddess, chaos, Kali. She does that on her. If you go find a picture of Kali and see her tongue sticking out doing that dance, that's what that is. The pole was the pole shift, hmm and you know that was the best part of yep, sitting down. That sure was. I was like, yeah, I can't. I ran to them comments. Y'all know me. I was like, because I already knew. I already knew. Thank you, High Vibrations 8. Which books do you recommend for decoding things? Any book on symbolism, learn universal law. So, like a symbolism dictionary or encyclopedia, um, Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, the Kabbalion, and then if you can find this book, Laws of the Sun, this breaks down the dimensions if you want to get that information. But it's by Ruyoho Akawa. I hope I pronounced it right. So, and just basic symbols, biblical meanings of things, because a lot of symbolic meaning also they use the biblical sense of the symbol as well. So you can look up all of that online. Google is your best friend. You got Scientia. Yeah, quantum physics in minutes is another good one because they use a lot of quantum physics symbology that refers to, quantum jumping, like on that Pepsi commercial with Missy Elliott and her when she jumped through that red wall, and she says, "I want to paint it black." That was the quantum leap through the wall. That's called quantum tunneling, and only a certain type of frequency can do that in particle form. They turn into waves, and that is a highly electromagnetic frequency that can do that. And that represented as a person would be a eumelanated being. So a lot of stuff has to do with science, quantum physics, the amount of frequency you possess, as well as your ability to understand, the symbolism of what they're doing. hmm Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anywho, thoughts on the snow moon? It's a moon. Layla said the moon looks so close the other day. She was like amazed. She doesn't really even, she's not even really like into looking at the moon and stuff. But she was like, oh, the moon was so big today, Mom. Like, I know. I mean, I think people know when they look in the sky that it's not like it used to be. And they're not really asking too many questions, but they know. A lot of people know. Thank you, Patrick. Can you tell me what happened to Prince and MJ and why? And what side is Oprah on? And to talk negatively. What? And she doesn't talk negatively. Okay. So whatever you think happened to Prince and MJ is what you think. And what I think is that they're still here, but they had to shift the frequency of the planet. So in order to do that, they had to get a certain amount of people in a certain frequency by pretending that they died. Now I think Oprah, oh Oprah, she signed her contract too quick. She got to finish paying her debt off first. Oprah is in you said that she on the CIA side. Okay, that's how I feel. She still got to pay off her debt first. She owed too much, not debt as in money, but debt to the people because of how they made her, rise. So after she finished paying off them debts, she may come back. She may reveal some stuff. She may or she may not. I don't know. But right now, I wouldn't say nothing around her that you won't keep secret. She could be a triple agent. We don't even know. They have double agents that work for both sides. She might be a triple agent. Okay, so um, I don't hate on her. Like I just say take the best things about her and apply it to making yourself greater and don't really focus on her actions because we already know she's being directed, you know. Um I like yeah, I'm not really analyzing her, but like y'all she has some shady